What's up, YouTube? It's me, Courtney, ECPI RN student, currently in term 11, parent-child nursing. So we made it through to the end of the second week. First week was all instruction and the blitz. We had a quiz, and the second week, which is this week that we just passed, we had an exam on Tuesday's class. Wednesday we had clinical. Friday had clinical. Thursday we were supposed to have class, but our instructor was sick, so class got canceled, unfortunately, and we had a test. So I guess they're gonna push everything back a day. I don't know how it's gonna work out. Whatever, we'll figure it out. So the two clinicals that I had this week, they were both at local public schools. The first one, there's a lot to do during the first week of school for a school nurse. And so with the first clinical, pretty much I just handled the kids that were coming in with, boo-boos or whatever they got going on. So that was not bad at all. And they have medications to pass, but it was more so of like, there were only maybe 3 or 4 students like scheduled to come in and take meds. Everybody else was just like asthma, EpiPens, those kind of things. So we only had one person come in that needed her asthma pump. So that was pretty good. During the downtime, I was able to like knock out a lot of stuff because there was a lot of downtime. So I had started my presentation for the final. I knocked out some prep use, and I started my care plan. So, which is great. So we have 3 care plans to do for clinicals, and I already started one. I'm going to knock another one out because they actually changed our care plans, because our care plans were set up to be more so like if we were to do a clinical at CHKD versus a school, because at school you don't do like full assessments and histories and all that stuff. Kids usually come in, like I had one come in and was like, oh, I was playing my bass guitar in band and my fingers have blisters on them, can I get band-aids? Like, I'm not going to do a full head-to-toe assessment for that. That's just not going to happen. So they changed our care plans to be more of like a journal entry with more information, but essentially it's a journal entry instead of all of that stuff that they had going on. So that's great. I'm going to knock the rest of those out today. For our first exam, we had, so my second clinical was at a different school, and we actually did auditory or hearing assessments, hearing screenings all day long. Like it was like 3rd graders, so we had to do hearing screens for them. So we did like 2 classes worth, which there were quite a few kids in those classes. I can't remember how many. We probably did like between 50 and 60, but it was me and another girl from a different class. So there's 3 different classes taking parent-child nursing. So a day one, LPN to RN transition one, which I didn't know ECPI had. So for all my LPNs out there, I would inquire about that, because we definitely have LPNs in our cohort that did the whole RN program instead of just LPN to RN. So, and then the night class, which I'm in. So the girl that I was with was amazing, and she's an LPN, and she's in the LPN to RN day program. And we knocked out screenings together, and we did everything that needed to be done. We only had maybe like 3 kids come in, if that. At that particular school, you have to call the nurse first, and then the nurse will come and get you, or the nurse calls the teacher, and the teacher sends the student down. So you don't have any randoms coming in and out all day long. So we only had 3 kids coming in. Then I will say, like, shout out to all my school nurses out there. There's a lot of contact tracing and COVID stuff that has to go on. And like my first school, I felt so bad for the nurse because she wasn't able to do anything but that all day long. So literally and she actually has like a health clerk, I think that's what she's called, but it's basically like an assistant that does medical stuff with her. So me and the assistant were handling the kids that came in, and we only had one that needed more than like a Band-Aid or an ice pack. And then the nurse, she came in and helped, and she thought she was having an asthma attack. So we listened to her lungs, everything was clear, and called her parents so they could bring her asthma pump up, and they did, and she was good to go and gone. So it worked out. We had our first exam last week, or earlier this week, on this past Tuesday. It went horrible for everybody. The exam, I think the average before she started, I guess, going back and reviewing questions and giving the points back for the stuff you have to type in. The class average was like 61 or 62. It was horrible. Um, but we ended up getting points back. My score got up to a 70, so it's not hard to recover from that, but it's still very disheartening for the first exam. But whatever, we'll make it through. Quiz one, it was a pretty intense sheet that she posted, a grid, and like the left side had like all these things like developmental milestones and developmental theories and immunizations and all this stuff, and then the ages at the top. And so we had to kind of fill that in, and but it was open book, open note, open everything, and we got an hour and a half to do it. We just had to do it in class, and so I got a 100 on it. They shouldn't have gotten anything less than that, but perfect. I was concerned about these clinicals during the day, and but I spoke to my supervisor about it. She gave me all the days off that I needed, which is great. And I work on Sundays instead of the days during the week. And we're actually quite low at work, like right now. So for a full week, it's 6 visits a day with home health for me. And but so that's 30 visits for the week. And right now my schedule for next week has 4 visits on it. So don't have to work Sunday. She told us to focus on our, every hospital has all the little modules that you can do. So she told us to focus on the education and knock those out. So I'll be doing those tomorrow for my Sunday work, and then Monday I will see patients, and she said towards the end of the week we'll get more patients to see. So works out pretty good. My son had his first week of school this week, so scheduling, it's definitely been a rough transition for me. He seems to be doing pretty good. He actually did good. They had a test and everything, but homework, test, memorization, memorize a Bible verse. He goes to a Christian school, so woo, that was a lot on top of what I already got going on with school, but we made it through. And I think I'm not gonna say the second week's gonna go smooth. I'll say probably the third week will be like probably start leveling out. I'm not a morning person, so getting up like super early and moving and getting to school, and I appreciate having a specific time to be somewhere. So he has to be to school at 8, and I can immediately jump into patient care and knock out my patients. I've been getting done with patient care like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I have time to like study if I got class that later that afternoon, or I can go to my office and do like some notes and finish stuff out. So that's working out great for me. Sims start this Monday. Again, we're low at work, so 2 to 5 won't be difficult to manage. And I if I need to miss the Sims, then I can miss them, because that's my 9 hours of time that I can miss this term. But I'll be able to make at least this one on Monday for sure. And then I have clinical Wednesday and Friday again, and then the next Monday I'll have sim again, and we'll see what the schedules are looking like, if I can swing that. Because next week I will not next week, week after next, I will only have clinical on Friday. So cool. On Thursday, we had another class, but it got canceled because our instructor was sick. So I didn't learn a new material, and we haven't taken exam 2 yet. I'm really going to have to really try to read the chapters, or try my best to read those chapters and get through it so I can get a higher score to level out my 70 that I got on exam 1. And I joined a few, so I told myself again, like NCLEX prep stuff. I found a website that I'm going to use, and it costs a bit of money, but I think it's worth it. They have a lot of information up there. So if anybody has something that you might want help with, if I can help you, I'm going to try my best to help you. if you're gonna need it like ASAP, then I can't promise you I'm gonna give you anything ASAP, because as you can see, I'm not too good at posting these videos as frequently as I told you I would do it in the beginning. So it's just a lot going on. But if I can help, leave me a comment or let me know. Yeah, that's all. That's everything I wanted to cover. So far so good with this term. I am ready to be done with it and get back into the adults. It's like OB, maternal last term, newborn, and then like parent child. I'm over like I'm over working with little people. I want to get back to adults. So it's nice. Kids are loving and nice, but not a group of people that I want to work with. I like working with adults. And that's that. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Leave them down at the bottom. If you have sent me an email, if I don't have whatever sent out, then send it again or drop it again, and I will try to get you some stuff out. Big shout out to T Ricks for the hold on, let me grab this thing. So she goes to my school and needed help with some stuff, and so we did a resource swap, and she gave me this. I didn't realize what I had until yesterday. She gave me this binder. I was rushing to switch in between because I was like running late to class, and she was waiting in the parking lot for me, and so I just kind of gave her what she asked me to give her, and she gave me that, and I threw it, like I had it in my hand, and I got to class and I threw it in my book bag, and I took the test, and I was like distraught about the test, and I got home and did what I needed to do, barely opened my bag. I didn't even open this thing until like yesterday and saw that, and I'm like, girl, this is like a gem. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Alrighty, so that's all I have. Peace out.